It's so great to see you at 11:11 Central. I love running a business. I really do. And I was just doing with Jasmine Starr. She's one of my coaches, and she's doing a mindset boot camp right now. She's brilliant, amazing. And it's always these moments when you get into the forgive my English. The as it's funny because when I'm saying it, I realize that makes no sense. So this is collaboration. If my words aren't quite right, you just correct them. We are collaboration. So in this um, um, class with Jasmine Starr, and telling us, she's like, okay, make a list of everything you're going to do for your next big thing in your business. Write it all down, everything out, all the little steps. And I have an app for that. So let me know if you want this app, because this app is freaking amazing. You just put it in and it estimates how much time. Because as an entrepreneur, you don't realize, especially when you're doing something you love, when you're doing something that you love, time disappears and you have no idea that it's been 8 hours working on this project. So this app will estimate exactly how much time to do something. So I'm like, oh, I need some 5 stains. I need 5 stains for my pottery. 7 hours. I was like, no way. And then I started looking and I was like, yeah, that would be 7 hours. That would whole day, because most people take a lunch at that as well. As an entrepreneur, we usually like when we're in it. So I'm setting up my business again. So I could spend all of my time doing this, all of it. 16, 20 hours a day, 16 to 20 hours a day. As an entrepreneur, we do things like this, but it's so wonderful having these apps and laying it out of how much actually time. In this book that I'm just reading, where's my book? I have brain damage. I don't know where I put my book. The book is so good. And it was talking about, see, I'll find it. I listen for my stroke survivor to get over it. I need to read the actual book and listen to an audiobook at the same time so that I could read it. So this is the book, How to Know a Person. And there's 2 parts of thing, is that how you see things. So the chapter that I was just reading was about depression. And he was saying, depending on how people see it. So like, depending how you feel, that's how you would estimate a project. So if you're really happy, like he used the comment in that book of, if you're overweight and you're looking a hill to run up, he's going to estimate that's way harder than you think it's going to be. But if you're really fit and you run mountains all the time, you're going to estimate as easier than you think it's going to be. So how you see things is how you're going to estimate and how you're going to see a project. So it's so interesting, this app telling me, estimating exactly how time, because as an entrepreneur, when we see a project, we're like, oh. And there's hundreds and hundreds of steps to run a business and to get it going. And it usually takes 5 years for people to really get their business going and actually making a lot of money. And they will work really hard for 6 weeks or 3 months. For someone to sell a course for $3,000, it usually takes about 3 months to get people warmed enough to do it. That you have to warm it up and then going. Like anytime you work out, you don't go hard to work it out. You warm up. You got to warm up your body. You got to get ready, and then you can work hard, get sweaty. that okay? Yeah, nailing this English. Yeah. So business is like that because you love it and you don't estimate how much time it's going to be. There was one time where my business was working good. I had all the systems, I had everything set up. It was a machine that worked so well. I did photography, I had 6 employees. And my kid was 2, and I was like, okay, well, I want to spend more time with my kid. Like, I want more time with my kid. So I'm going to get rid of 20% that I do every day so I can have more time with my kid. And I want to do something for fun too. And then I had to hire 4 people to do 20% of what I did because you get so effective doing it. And then it took me a long time for the mindset to switch to realize that it was like, oh, okay, I'm hiring 4 people to do 20% of what I'm doing. So that also says that I'm going to have to, because the whole point of a business is your business grows up and it doesn't need you. That's the whole point. When you run a business, it doesn't need you when you do a really good business. So my business is a business coach, and I want to help disabled people so they can run business online because I believe that being businesses online is the perfect thing for disabled because you can honor your limits and your body and what you can do, but you need a community of people to help each other to do what they want. So my business coach is not just disabled people, it's regular people, and we all support each other. But specifically, I really want to solve the problem so that they can feel good and they don't need any money from the government. Self-development. No, that's not a word. Self, like where you look after yourself. I think there's something because I have a single mom, and I grew up with a single mom who told me, don't expect a man to look after you. You look after yourself. That is how my parents grew me up. Like, you look after yourself. You don't need the government. You need you. So level up. Okay, so if you would like to know the app that I'm using to list all those steps when you're doing something, because this took me, like, as a brain damaged person, for me to make the executive functions are damaged. So these things are hard. So for me, making a list for myself, I can do it for other people, but not for myself. If I look at myself and I say, okay, I want to fill a kiln. I've never done that my whole life. I want to fill a kiln in the next 29 days. I want to launch my business on the 11th and the 11th each month, where I'm going to actually get clients coming in. Then on the 29th, I'm moving. I don't know where I'm going yet. So I looked this app and I said, okay. And it made me a list of exactly how long and how many days and how many hours and days and all the steps underneath. And each one, how many hours of each thing. So then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, after our coach today, I'm going to put in the into the calendar the things that I actually have to do. Like on the 29th, I have 2 places that I can live. I can stay here and I can go to my cousin-in-law's and stay there. Maybe I'll just stay in both those places until. So when you're looking at your business and your list of all the things that you have to do, only 5% of what you're doing actually affect to your business. So what 5% that's actually giving you money? Like, do I need to have a really fancy video for people to see me as a business coach? No. I'm designing for one of my clients these amazing I'm going to show you one of these. I'll show you one of these things, these doodles. So Heidi runs, she's so talented. She helps sensitive, here we go. Okay, here's one of the, so I'll have this. Okay, so Heidi Connolly, she is a medium. She helps self-development, there we go, self-development. And she's amazing medium and teaching people to use their intuition. Brilliant. We studied under the same medium years ago. That's where we became best friends. And talking about, so I'm doing a doodle for her and a video. So when she's speaking, she can have this playing in the corner when she's speaking. And so this one, we're talking about tapping into the future, to the energy of the future, so that you can actually feel. So when you're running a business, you want to you want to feel the future, and then you want to make your results based on how you're feeling. So it's so interesting when you look at things on paper. Okay, on paper, this is what you have to do. Like with business, I love running numbers because numbers never lie. Oh, you can make up stories. You can make them mean different things, but numbers never lie. But when you connect to my future and you look at those numbers, it's so interesting when you listen to your body and you get the answers where you're like, okay, well, I just ran all the numbers. This is great. The chances are this percent. These are what we think will happen. And then feeling the future, you feel good, bad, crazy, and you don't necessarily know, but you start to, like Heidi helps people to to understand these feelings of the body. Like, okay, I'm feeling crazy. This crazy feels like this. Like, I have a friend that who the right ear, when the right ear gets hot, it tells them an answer. And so listening to her body and her answer and what we're doing is so interesting. So yeah, there's one more thing I want to do. Okay, so DM me in Instagram DM. This is a powerful skill that I use. If you have a hard time making choices, yeah, DM me and I will teach you how to do that if you like. Okay, we're going to be launching on the 11th of next month at 11:11 Central. Oh, that's when I go live. Do you understand why I'm doing this? Okay, I want to remind you that if you woke up today, it's because the world needs you, just like you. No one else like you. You can level up, you can get better. I recommend a good coach if you want to go fast. But if not, you'll learn it the hard way. Okay, have a wonderful day. And it's so wonderful to see you. And we'll see you tomorrow. Oh, no, Monday.